They don't have the strength to occupy territory yet, but Galen's restless heart put him on a dangerous path. One day Galen told his brothers to go and take a break, but secretly went on a date with the Leo girl. Doing this in other lions' territory. Once caught, the legs will be broken. Galen is a natural pickup artist. When Miss Lion looked at him, this guy is playing hard to get. Pretend not to care. Miss Leo was attracted by Galen's aloofness. Take the initiative to show your kindness, although love comes a bit suddenly. But Galen doesn't care that much. Let the storm come more violently. The 3 male lions in the distance have not been discovered yet. A hooligan broke into his own territory. The king holding a piece of grassland, standing up driven by waves of green whirlwind. Can't say there's any problem, but I always feel like something is wrong. Maybe it's a male's sixth sense. So he called the 2 brothers to the edge of the territory. I still don't know about Galen. 3 landlord lions are coming towards him. Or even no. This stupid young man may not even back down. He and the lion girl are cuddling together, enjoying the world of Division 2. Suddenly Miss Leo felt panicked. Look up and look into the distance. The landowner Lion King came over with a sullen face. He obviously saw something. The sight that greets you. It almost made him unable to react. Maybe you can't believe your eyes. Miss Lion also discovered the experience of the Lion King and told him, must escape now. Galen and Leo girl dating. Captured by 3 landowner lions. Landlord lion surrounded him. Galen is not thinking about escaping. Instead, he lowered his unruly head. Bare your fangs and prepare to fight. Strong teachers and students. Needless to say, landlord lions surrounded him. Galen didn't panic at all and said that if he had the guts, we would challenge him. Of course, the landlord lion will not be cowardly. So I asked Galen to challenge the 3 of them. Being pinned to the ground by 3 lions, Galen didn't show any weakness either, holding a lion's head and chewing it. The landlord lion did not expect this boy to be so cruel. After a brief fight, Galen still had the same dissatisfied expression. The landlord lion whose head he shot, the orifices that have been fucked are bleeding. He walked aside alone. Until now, I'm still a little confused inside. The other landowner lion didn't fare much better either. This guy was scared to death. The atmosphere was awkward for a while. Galen panted and asked if he wanted to do it again. A lion quickly turned his head, mumble, and fuck. They suddenly remembered that their mission was to patrol the territory. The weather is nice today. Try to patrol the territory. After the 3 brothers left, Galen could only leave happily. In fact, he is also a sexual ninja. His hind legs had been bitten in the fight just now. Galen was only 2.5 years old at this time. Still a greenhead with no hair on his head. But time has proven to us, hair can grow completely. When Garen appears again with his brother Draven, the youthfulness has faded away. They set their sights on a powerful pride of lions. The reason is cover. Lun fell in love with this young lady. He surrounded Miss Lion and asked in a very neutral way, do you love me or not? The young lady's answer is that there's something wrong with you. Right, we just met. Galen was immediately anxious, asking if you love me. I have a close relationship with you when we just met. The furious Galen pinned the lioness to the ground. A lioness came to help. In the end, he bit the wrong person. Now Galen was unhappy. I'm not even willing to bite myself. These old ladies come up and chew them. If the appearance is broken by chewing, won't the love disappear? Jiwen is not idle either. He has rushed into the pride of lions. The landlord lion wants to stop Jiwen. Jiwen is not afraid. Just do it if you break into a pride of lions. The landlord lion was scared away by his momentum. But the lioness didn't retreat. For lionesses lay siege to Draven. But the overall situation is decided. The Lion King ran away. 2 brothers successfully captured a pride of lions. Galen was bruised and swollen. Call the goddess in your heart aside. Ask him again if he loves me. This time the little lion sister didn't refute. It turns out, love is the simplest and crudest thing. Don't say that once you are born, you will be mature again. If you are not familiar with it once, it means you are not strong enough. Garen and Draven occupying territory. There was no mass killing. They take on the task of patrolling the territory. The lioness started preparing dinner. Good luck. A wildbeast has no eyes. I bumped into him. This fast food came too suddenly. But not before the wildbeast breathes its last breath. The hyenas gathered around. And there are hyenas coming in a steady stream. The lioness sisters heard what was going on here. They also came collectively to support. Hyenas dare not act rashly in this situation. A pride of lions and a pack of hyenas are in a stalemate. They refuse to leave until dark. Hyena flaunts her graceful figure. From time to time, she would also let out a delicate laugh like a silver bell. Little did they know that the new Lion Kings Galen and Draven were back. Balance of power. Sudden change. A hyena didn't have time to escape. Got bitten on the neck by Galen. This sudden turn of events frightened the lioness. They ran away one after another. Unexpectedly. These 2 goods were more abundant than they thought. These lionesses are lying on their backs. Each of the sisters is lazier than the other. The Lion King was so angry when he saw these girls. I muttered in my heart, what kind of people did I marry? I'm going to starve to death. A few lionesses don't care about anything. What's even more annoying is, that I also watch nature blockbusters. More than 50 hippos crowded in the river. A young male hippopotamus challenges the landowner hippopotamus. These guys weighing over a ton. It all depends on who can show off the most. Normally, when you open it to 180 degrees, you can achieve a crushing victory. It would be even more powerful if it could be opened to 360 degrees. Arranged to receive lunch directly. The lionesses watched with great interest. From time to time, he would even exclaim, "Look, that's so big." Lion King Knock helplessly cast a sad look. The only reliable wife. Now in a bush. He gave birth to 2 cubs, 1 female and 1 male, both sons and daughters. Raven, who is alone with her child, is now extremely hungry. But the lions are lucky. A buffalo also watching the fun. I got accidentally injured by a hippo because I got too close. The crocodile will never miss a free lunch. Buffalo cries for help. The lionesses of the corpse group immediately became energetic. As the laziest bitch in the area, they just eat whatever they encounter. The principle of sleeping without touching. Hurry up and rescue the buffalo brother. Their little thoughts are clear to the buffalo. So the buffalo will not compromise easily. The buffalo's sharp feet are a dangerous thing. But this guy's butt is in the water again. The lions can only choose the most arrogant solution. That's waiting. Although I don't have the courage. But there is plenty of time. Finally, the buffalo breathed its last breath. The lions happily dragged them to the shore. Raven saw a pride of lions feasting on the other side. Hungry, he chose to hide the child in the bushes. This lioness named Raven is crossing the river because his pride of lions waited for the cow. And finally succeeded. The water is often the most dangerous place. Hippopotamus sees lioness going into water. This guy probably thought the lioness was coming to the water too. Fuck him. But it could also be passing by. Even if you were passing by, there's a possibility that you can fuck him by the way. So this guy let out a high-pitched cry. Under the eyes of the crocodile, the lioness successfully swam to the other side. I guess the crocodile is still a little confused at this moment. Why was it gone when I wasn't ready? Raven greeted her sisters warmly. Lion King Knock looked at him eagerly. But Raven is too lazy to pry him. Raven comes to the buffalo. The vulture has turned the buffalo into a hide. Facts have proved that the cowhide is not fake at all. Helpless Raven could only take the risk to hunt the black-spotted forest. This decision is dangerous, because this is not his territory. The 2 lion brothers occupy this area, even though their manes are not long, but they are still more or less to lions. Even Lion King Knock is unwilling to provoke them. Sure enough, they found Raven. A lion ran forward impatiently. Her posture was as if she had never seen a beautiful woman in her life. Raven was frightened by the lion's actions. Hurry up and escape this place of right and wrong. But he will face a greater crisis next. That is to cross the river again. This time is much harder than last time. The crocodile didn't pay attention last time and let him escape. But this time it's hard to say. Raven swam hard to the other side. Crocodile attacks from the side. Just when the crocodile was about to catch up with him, Raven steps onto solid ground. But when Raven came to the temporary shelter, but found that his child was missing, he called anxiously, searching all night long. Until dawn, a little lion appeared in his field of vision. Is his daughter? But the son never appeared again. Raven, who lost her beloved son, took her daughter back to the lions. He suspected that a hippopotamus abducted his child, so he took his sisters to seek revenge on the hippopotamus. The hippopotamus doesn't look weak. They were waiting on the shore for the lion to attack. He was not afraid of the lions, but he hesitated. This is what a hippopotamus looks like at first glance, rushing into the river with overwhelming momentum. I guess this guy is also quite panicked. I must be thinking in my heart, I was so scared at that time, but I can't show it. The lions left happily. These lazy girls are lying there with their backs spread out again. Get ready for an afternoon beauty sleep. But Raven is an exception. He is used to raising a large family on his own. A footbell caught his attention. Raven started running and rushed forward. Take this guy away with one set. The flowing movements are pleasing to the eye. Lions see Raven successfully hunt. Actively step forward to cooperate with Raven in sharing the food. But no one found it. 2 little lions did not follow. The slightly older one is about 1 year old. The little one is only 3 months old. In this crisis-ridden prairie, any predator can kill them. The little lion lay shivering in his brother's arms. My brother let out a low roar, because his heart is also full of fear. But trouble still comes. They were discovered by a hippo that came ashore in search of food. This guy is more dangerous than a hyena. Kicking a kid is no joke. Little lion as brother. To protect my sister, he mustered up the courage to rush towards the hippopotamus. In fact, hippos are the most timid. A huge body with a glass heart. Little lion's courage scares away. It's a bit incredible to find a hippopotamus. The lionesses of the pride appeared in their sights. 2 little guys saved their lives. So it's shameful to be pretentious, but useful. Do you know why this Lion King climbs trees? This Lion King named Draven is a bit too. Play truth or dare with my wife. When the wives asked him how many wives he had, he said as if his tail had been stepped on. This belongs to my personal privacy. Not convenient to disclose. He chose the big adventure. So this thing can't go down now. Then a group of buffalo appeared in his field of vision. It's a big meal for him. But I have to find a way. Go down first and then talk. After many attempts, he has failed. But he must try again. Based on past experience, if this happens, just hold the trunk and slide down. That's fine. Only this time, there was a sharp branch in front of me. Draven accidentally carved his mouth on it. This made me almost burst into tears. He quickly struggled to get up. Draven thought hard for a long time. I used all the knowledge I learned in school. What is a quadratic function of one variable? The law of universal gravitation is totally impractical. Suddenly a wild idea came into my mind. Aha! I thought of a good idea. Can't we just cross this branch? Draven is a man of action and does what he says. It's much easier to cross the branch. I saw his front paws hugging the tree trunk. A hectic yet graceful descent. Then a domineering lion swung his tail. The maneuver was as fierce as a tiger, circling and preparing to land. This method of emergency landing is simply not too cool. Draven is very excited now, humming a little tune and walking back, looking up at the blue water and clouds, graceful but falling into the world. When I raised my hands, I pointed my feet towards the sky. While humming, I thought that the weather is nice today. I'll go check in later and ask how the hyena is doing lately. Sample. Lions confront buffalo. The lioness lost her patience. If you rush forward, be ready to use your gun. The buffalo doesn't take the lioness seriously, without the cooperation of the lion. This attack is somewhat scraping. Any other buffalo interferes. Lionesses will have to give up their goals. The buffalo herd starts laughing at the lioness for her good massage. As the saying goes, extreme happiness leads to sadness. At this time, Lion King Draven is back with his brother Thane, looking at his unfulfilled son. Don't let it out when you're angry. Buffalo also discovered Draven and Shen. They began to flee in panic. Draven rushed forward first, jumped directly onto the cow's back. The backbone of a buffalo is a good study. His brother Shen wasted no time. Locked the buffalo's throat in one bite. After the buffalo fell to the ground, the lionesses rushed over to help. Some people ask, what else can I do to help? Of course I want to help. Gotta help eat. Otherwise, the Lion King will be broken. Then, wouldn't they be derelict in their duties? The lioness ate beef and asked Draven again. How many wives do you have? Draven ye blushed. He muttered that you should eat first. I'm going to patrol the territory. So Draven came to the hyena's house. Peng Peng discovered him first. This guy can run faster than a rabbit. He doesn't want to be taken away as protection money. The hyena was also confused. It's time for the Lion King to eat. Why did you come to your home? Thinking about it, the hyena's face changed drastically. Could it be that the Lion King has fallen in love with him? Draven ignored them. Start searching the bush. A little oily pig was discovered by the Lion King Draven. Have a kind heart. He didn't kill the little fat pig. The little oily pig was so scared. Mom said. Horse-faced man with long mane specializes in bullying children. He tried to escape, but it's too small. Can't outrun Draven at all. Draven seems to be interested in the little guy. This thing looks like this from a distance. Looks like a pig up close. Looks like a pig. It still tastes like a pig. Then why is he so small? Drew thought hard for a while. I thought maybe this is a little pig. In order to verify this bold idea of mine, Draven needs to save her. This little fat pig will pass on the knowledge of the lion world. Make great contributions. Brother Shen looks at Draven. It's like saying that if you want to eat alone, just say so. Mo Killabali. At this time, a series of screams came over. The hyenas besieged Brother Flathead. The reason is that Brother Ping-2 recently built a new house. It doesn't matter if the decoration makes a lot of noise. As a result, the wall collapsed. The hyena living next door suffered a lot. A whole litter of cubs screamed underground. The hyena queen is furious. I came to the door with my brothers. They fought hard. But he didn't realize that Draven was already in front of him. Draven, who was ignored by them, was so angry that he foamed at the mouth. The worst hyena queen the client called was Ken. The two brothers worked hard to suck milk. Are you trying to kill the hyena queen? She obviously wanted to bite his neck off. The sight of the leopard standing on the tree is a joy to watch. Many of his prey were snatched away by hyenas. The hyena queen died quickly. Draven said to Thane dissatisfied. This is too rough. If you're not satisfied, you'll have to catch another one. The other hyenas were frightened when they heard this. Run away quickly. These two little lions, just rescued from the circus by Kevin. You'll never think of it. What kind of torture have they suffered? Staff are removing the straps from George's legs. He is struggling in pain, reminiscent of his past circumstances. As soon as he was born, he became a photo-taking tool for tourists. Never drank breast milk. This left him severely malnourished. The straps were removed. The staff gave him a full body massage. His limbs were deformed to varying degrees. This makes him unsteady when walking. What's even more heartbreaking is, he is only 6 weeks old, suffered from cataracts due to local malnutrition. The world is cold to him. Maybe I can only follow my brother Yami. Only then can he feel a little bit of warmth. Can George, who is in pain, be strong enough to survive? No one can tell. He is still too young now, not suitable for surgery. To help him recover, The staff prepared special milk for him. Contains high protein and high fat, and a moderate amount of vitamins. They are getting stronger day by day. As the condition improves, their spirits are also much better. 1 month. George gained 20 kilograms. Yami gained 13 kilograms. But George's situation is not optimistic. His recovery has been a long road. 3 months later, the procedures for their legal immigration to South Africa were finally completed. George and Yami set out on their way home. From Spain to South Africa, the staff couldn't bear to part with these 2 little guys. But everyone knows, going home is the best destination for them. This man named Kevin has rescued 31 lions, 18 hyenas. There are 4 black panthers, the one known as the lionfish. Today is a special day. He's going to meet the 2 little guys, 2 lion cubs rescued from the circus. Compared to 3 months ago, the 2 little guys look good. But they were still a little nervous when they saw Kevin. They didn't know that it was the man in front of them who saved them. The car drove all the way to the prairie. Kevin established a sanctuary here. Give them the environment closest to nature. George and Yami's footprints, printed on the soil of hometown for the first time. This is also the first attempt at freedom. They curiously explored there, his own home, but Kevin knows. The 2 little guys still have a long way to go. The little guy's face is covered in scars. It makes Kevin feel very uncomfortable. 24 hours of jolting left George with no appetite. He needs a good rest now. 2 little guys at the rescue station spent the first night. CG and Lewis, who took care of the kindergarten teacher for 3 months. I'm giving custody to Kevin. Saying goodbye is always sad. After 3 months of getting along, I saw them getting stronger and stronger. Leaving now. The 2 old men were filled with reluctance. Have a good life. Have a really good life, both of you. Now, what Kevin has to consider is how to rehabilitate George and how to place them. They cannot integrate into other urban agglomerations. George and Yami have been at the rescue station for a month. They are becoming more and more confident. But what worries Kevin is George's cataracts are getting worse. His eyes are basically just decorations, even if you take your medicine on time. But there doesn't seem to be any sign of improvement. He now mainly relies on smell and hearing to identify things. Without any choice, Kevin had to find a veterinarian. Checked by a veterinarian, the final conclusion was given that George must undergo surgery immediately. Otherwise, it may deteriorate and lead to blindness. This rehabilitation surgery has higher risks. Kevin began to struggle in his heart. Accept the risk or watch George go blind. He must make a choice. A week later, Kevin decided to take George for treatment. This is the first time that George and his brother May have been separated. Yami looks anxious. He wandered back and forth across the iron fence, watching my brother being taken away by Kevin. Before receiving treatment, George needs to be sedated. The little guy quickly closed his eyes and fell asleep. If the operation can be successful, George can regain his sight. But the consequences of failure are serious. A millimeter error. Failure to do so may result in failure of the operation. So we need the help of a microscope. After 3 hours of hard work, surgery completed successfully. The veterinarian stitched up George's wound. But that doesn't mean recovery. Kevin needs a challenge. He needs to give George eye drops 6 times a day. This is much harder to do than it is to say. Also, keep George out of his eyes, causing intraocular bleeding. Back to the aid station. Yami couldn't wait to jump on his brother. Then look at Kevin. I seem to be asking you where you took your brother. George and Yami are unlucky. At the same time, they are lucky. When they fall into the abyss, Kevin showed up just in time to save them. But there are many more wild animals not so lucky. One Kevin can't change anything. Everything has spirit. Refuse to buy or sell. If you don't love me, please don't hurt me.